Well, this weekend could set records for travel. 72 million Americans will hit the road or fly to celebrate the 4th of July.
But what's behind the surge in travel, and are better deals on the way? Travel expert Peter Greenberg is joining us now to talk everything travel today. Hello to you. Nice to see you, Peter.
Nice to see you guys.
Okay, so let's talk about air travel right now, because it is, record numbers when you talk about 72 million people, Americans, hitting either the road or flying by air, or, taking off by air. Is this what you expected?
It is. Of that 72 million, 18.5 million by air. That's going to be a record on Sunday. That's the day everybody wants to come back. Not the smartest move in the world, but don't let those numbers misrepresent another situation, and that is we're seeing a significant drop in foreign travelers coming to the U.S., a significant drop in the number of Americans going overseas. Now, the fact that Americans are not going overseas doesn't necessarily mean we're not going to be traveling. We're just going to be traveling domestically. So get ready for airfares to go up this summer if you're flying within the 48 continental U.S. states.
Does that mean bargains are to be had if you're one of those who is traveling overseas?
Absolutely, law of supply and demand. Now, they won't last forever. What the airlines are trying to do is to pivot and either cut the frequency of the flights or downsize the aircraft that are actually doing the flights. But for the next 2 to 3 weeks, take a look. You're going to find some great airline deals getting out of the United States.
But Peter, let's talk a little bit about that decline in foreign visitors to the U.S., because Chicago benefits dramatically from those visitors. What kind of an impact do you think we're going to see in cities like Chicago as a result of people from overseas saying, you know what, I'm going to skip that trip to the U.S.?
Well, remember, we're not just talking about airlines. We're talking about hotels, amusement and theme parks, restaurants, rental car companies, bus drivers. You name it. Anything that's affiliated with travel will be affected. Now, some of that will be compensated for by more domestic travel within the United States by us. But remember, those numbers are going to be significant.
Okay, I do want to ask you about something that you and I have talked about before, and this idea of people being afraid to fly because of some of the recent, incidents that we've had with commercial airliners. That no longer seems to be a factor for folks, at least from the numbers that we're seeing.
That's right. And if you put it in real statistical terms, as I'm talking to you right now on July 3rd, 45,000 takeoffs and landings in the United States today on commercial aircraft. Nothing happened. Nothing happened yesterday. Nothing's going to happen hopefully tomorrow. But the numbers are overwhelmingly in your favor. And if anything proves the point, when we want to travel, we're going to travel.
Well, with record numbers of people flying, I think about the nation's air traffic control system and our already crowded airports. O'Hare is going to have a record.
That's another big problem, because of the 313 air traffic control facilities in the United States, only 2 are staffed adequately. Think about that. By the way, those 2 are Akron, Ohio, and Fort Lauderdale. Everybody else is under the staffing threshold, and in some cases, only about 85% of the staffing threshold. Do you know what that means? They're forcing air traffic controllers to do mandatory overtime, the one job in the world that should never have to work overtime.
Yeah, and how well prepared are the airlines for sort of this extra or this increase in travel and some of the staffing shortages that we're seeing with air traffic control and the TSA? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, we're heading for a sort of a bad intersection here if they don't adjust. Now, using Newark Airport as an example, when they were really having air traffic control problems and one of the runways was shut down, they made the airlines cut 15% of their flights. Right. The airlines did. And guess what? The on-time performance at Newark now leads the country. So there are solutions here if people want to do them.
All righty. Peter Greenberg, we always appreciate your time. Hope you have a great 4th.
Right back at you guys.
Yeah, you can get more tips from Peter's website, petergreenberg.com.